Welcome everyone. In this video we are going to see quantum free electron theory. Actually this is the theory which was derived first by Sommerfeld in 1928. He used Schrodinger wave equation and the de Broglie wave concepts, wave particle idea. So matter waves. He used that and he can able to derive. So why this quantum free electron theory? Because we already in our previous video we have done the classical free electron theory, and then in that classical free electron theory, what happened is we couldn't able to explain all the things properly. Okay, that is the case. We supposed to go upgrade, because there are two things that time. Once first thing is the failure of classical free electron theory. So classical free electron theory failure is the main reason that couldn't explain most of the things like photoelectric effect, that low temperature variations, those things cannot be explained. So another thing is that time that in the beginning of the 19th century the quantum mechanics has been developed, and that can be able to express things very accurately for the electron cases. So that's why it has been very fruitful for us to study these things, and it can able to express all the details. So now this case is become here we have like in case of classical free electron theory, here also we have the postulates for quantum free electron theory. So first thing is that electron is considered as a matter wave, like a wave and particle nature. It has dual nature. So the first thing is that one. And the second thing is that potential has been considered uniform potential. Like our free electron theory, we have kept the potential is constant or 0. Here it is like it has a constant potential throughout the metal, so that we cannot consider the atomic model of potential, but just we kept it a uniform potential throughout the metal. And then when it case in quantum mechanics, the electron will be expressed in as a wave function, and that energies are like a discrete, that will not be a continuous condition. This electrons will be a discrete state. It has discrete energy states. So energy levels of electrons are quantized, and that is it's a discrete energies, that's not continuous energies, and electrons are allowed to freely. So these electrons can move within the metal, but it cannot go out of the metal. That surface will be a potential barrier, so it cannot go out of that. And the next thing is that here we are not used Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. Here we used a Fermi-Dirac distribution. So this is the idea which is going to make us to derive the carrier concentration and density of states for the electron theory. Next we are going to see the Schrodinger wave equation and their solutions for a particle in a box. So we have to recall Schrodinger wave equation, that is to the time independent format. We will take a particle in a box, only infinite potential well. Okay, the potential will be like potential equal to 0 at if the potential length is 0 to a, then x length will be 0 to a. At within that limit the potential will be 0, otherwise it will be infinite. Okay, so we can draw that image like 0 to a, the potential value outside it is infinite, within that region it is 0. So we have a wave function within 0 to a. So that is the occupancy that can take. So electron will be within the 0 to a limit. That is the way we are going to do that. And then this will be like a time independent Schrodinger equation. It can be written as d square psi by dx square plus 2m e by h cross square psi of x. Just it's a one dimensional, so we'll just write it psi of x equal to 0. So this is a differential equation we supposed to solve. So the solution will be like we have it. We derived that. Maybe if you want, if you are not done, just do it again. That psi of x will be root 2 by a sin n pi x by a. So this has been done in our first semester paper. So the solution will be like this. So that condition will be like 0, psi of 0 and psi of a will be equal to 0. So outside there is no particle is existed. So within that the psi of x is a wave function or a probability amplitude that we got as root 2 by a sin n pi x. So this wave function is like this, and then our energy is like energy will be like written as for the nth state En h n square h square by 8m a square. So the box length will be a, mass of the particle is m. So this is the solution we got with the time independent Schrodinger wave equation. So here the n is like integers 1, 2, 3. So it starts with 1, 2, 3. This has been derived earlier. So now we are going to upgrade it to the 3 dimension. So these values are like I can substitute values like n equal to 1 and n equal to 2 to find the energy values. Similarly, I can have wave functions. So n equal to 3 will be 9e1. So just squaring it of n. So this is directly proportional to n square. And then psi 1 will be n pi x. So n value is 1. So n psi pi x by a for the psi 1. Psi 2 will be like root 2 by a sin 2 pi x by a. And psi 3 will be like again there is a change in only the value of n. Similarly, I can write it on all the states in the one dimensional particle in a box. So let us do for the 3 dimension. Let's see the 3 dimensional quantum box. So it's like V of x, the potential will be equal to 0 so the potential for xyz, so here we have 3 dimensional, so xyz all the 3 will be taken care. So all the 3 within the region 0 to a, the xy values are like it started with so 0 to ax and 0 to b if it is a different variable, a different length parameters in the xyz. But if you consider all the cubical box, then it will be all the values are same, a equal to b equal to c. Outside it is infinite, so we can able to try to draw that. So here 3 dimensional structure. So within that box the values of potential is 0, outside it is infinite. So that is the idea that we are going to derive for this 3 dimensional case. Same this box size will be a, b and c, all the 3 directions, but we can keep it same also sometime. So time independent Schrodinger wave equation for 3D will be del square psi xyz plus the same thing 2me by h cross square psi of xyz equal to 0. So this time it is 3 variables. So this kind of a separable variable equations. So I can write a x, y, z, all the 3 things I can able to write it separately. So you may think that this will be like some x of capital X of x, capital Y of, so function of x, a function of y, function of z, all can be multiplied. So wave function here it can be multiplied. So if I try to finalize, so the del square will be like dou square by dou x square plus dou square by dou y square plus dou square by dou z square. So you can see I can do simplified, and the 1 dimensional problem can be easily upgraded to 3 dimensional equation. Just the same psi of x will be same as like root 2 by a sin n pi x by a. So same way I can rewrite here. So all the 3 things will be same thing. So if I do separately also I will get the same solution. For y also root 2 by b sin n pi y by b. So here it is y. So the variable is y. So n pi y by b. So root 2 by c sin n. So the values are like we keep it as n1, n2, n3. So n3 pi z by c. So we have 3 numbers. So that can vary all the time. If it is a cubical box, then all the variable will be same. So like I can multiply that root 2 by a commonly, n1, n2, 3. So this is like root 2 by a whole cube. So see this will be the thing, and then other things will not be added up because n1 is different for all the 3. n1, n2, n3 are different. They are defining the states on the xyz directions. So that will be different. So similarly I can get for the energy value. So energy value first we will write for different values of lengths a, b and c. So n square h square by 8ma square for n1 first case, plus n2 square, you can see this is addition. So energy here is added up, wave function is multiplied. Okay, so n2 square h square by 8m b square. So here a not equal to b not equal to c, so I am not going to use same thing. N square n, so n3 square h square by 8m c square. So if I keep it cubical box, a equal to b equal to c, then this energy value will be n1 into 3 equal to, so I can take it out common, these things n1 square plus n2 square plus n3 square are different, other things are same, like h square divided by 8m a square, all the three things are same, m a b c are same, so 8m a square. So this way I found the energy value and wave function for the three-dimensional box. This thing we are going to use it in our next whatever comes density of states, we are going to use this energy values. Okay, so now I am going to tell one more thing, that is a degeneracy. For degeneracy, so the n values are very important. So n1, n2, n3 are like 1 to 3, that is vary with the different cases. So E ground state equal to E11, so all the values are less minimum value. So n1 square is 1 square plus 2 plus 1 square, all the n2 n3 are 1 so 1 square plus 1 square 3 8m a square, so 3 h square 8m a square. So this is for E11, but in case of first excited state will be E211. So what happens is 2 square plus 1 square plus 1 square, the constants h square by 8m a square. But you see this will be like 6h square by 8m a square. But thing is that if I use E1 to 1, so first x is just 1 and y is 2 and z is 1. So if that is the case, I am going to get same energy value, correct? So that numbers is position is changed, but the eigen value, their energy value are same. So same 8m h square 6h square by 8m a square. This is E112. So almost E112 also will be same. But in case if I am writing the energy values are same here. But if you go and look at what is happening for psi, psi 211 will be root 2 by a whole cube 3 by 2. But sin n for 211, psi 2 pi x by a, so 2 pi x by a sin pi y by, because n2 is 1 here, a sin pi z by a. So you can see, but if I am writing for sin 1 to 1 equal to root 2 by a whole power 3 by 2 sin pi x by a, and then for sin 2 pi y by a. So now it is different, y function is different than the psi, so they are different, psi 211 and psi 121 are different. Similarly psi 112, that is also different. So same energy value, but different states, different state values, state functions. This states will be a degenerate state if there is only one state and one eigenvalue. If in case of E111, so this will be written like this. So this is the idea for the energy. So this is different wave functions, state vectors or wave functions. Okay, this is the idea for degeneracy, degenerate states. Degenerate states which has same energy value and different wave function, that state will be a degenerate state. The state vector has different values, different states, different wave functions, and for the same energy value, for one energy value we have different state vectors. So this is the idea for the degeneracy or degenerate states. This type of states are degenerate states. So on energy level but different wave state vectors. So this is degenerate state. This is the important thing, we are going to use it. If there is I can use one energy value for the one wave function, then that is non-degenerate state. So if wave one energy value and for one energy only one wave function, this will be like non-degenerate state. That state is non-degenerate state. So we have seen the wave function of electrons. Now we have to understand the Fermi-Dirac distribution function. So you have to understand this very clearly, then only it will be very useful for us. So this is basically for the half integer spin quantum number. So in quantum mechanics we have different quantum numbers. So this Fermi-Dirac statistics deals with the particles. So that is like we have a spin half integer. So there is a spin quantum number. That quantum number is supposed to be half integer. So spin particles having half integer spin quantum numbers. So it is not. So electron is one type of half integer particle like electron, neutron, proton. They are like half integer spin quantum number. So this is the thing. So like these particles are called as fermions or fermion particles. So mostly it is called as fermions. Okay. So what it will do is this Fermi-Dirac distribution function will give us it actually gives us occupancy level of electrons in the particular energy level at absolute temperature. So this probability distribution function will provide us the electron occupancy within the with the energy levels of a given energy levels at particular temperature at absolute temperature. So this is the idea. So how this function will be looks like is, you see, f of e equal to 1 divided by e exponentially e minus ef. So energy level is e divided by e minus ef divided by kt. K is a Boltzmann constant of plus 1. So here ef is a Fermi energy. Soon I will define what is ef is. So just to consider, this is a Fermi energy. It's a particular energy in that energy level. So this type of that energy will be, I will define soon. And then T is a absolute temperature, and the K is a Boltzmann constant. So energy variable. So this is Boltzmann constant. Now so based on the temperature, this will effect of temperature we can see on the Fermi-Dirac distribution. So what value it can get. Okay. So Fermi-Dirac distributions, the E value and that function value we can get. So like if I given the value of E less than EF, so I am choosing the energy levels less than the Fermi energy. Okay, at T equal to 0 at absolute temperature, I am going to take this. So f of E will be equal to 1 divided by exponentially. So E minus EF. Now EF is greater than E. So overall this term will be some value minus some constant divided by 0. So just 0, that is E minus EF equal to some minus some value. So just we will keep it as some C. Here I have it like so E exponentially minus 1 by 0 is minus infinity. So exponentially minus infinity plus 1, e power minus infinity is nothing but 0. right? E power 0 equal to 1, e power minus infinity equal to, well, it's clear, right? Clearly exponentially minus some constant divided by 0. So that is 1 by 0 equal to infinity, so minus infinity. So e power minus infinity equal to 0. So 1 divided by 1 will be equal to 1. So Fermi-Dirac distribution will be at absolute temperature less than that E value, it will be always 1. Now we can check it for E greater than EF. What happens at this condition at T equal to 0? So f of E will be equal to 1 divided by, so now this constant, there is no minus sign because E greater than that, so it will be e power infinity plus 1. So e power infinity is nothing but infinity, so 1 by infinity equal to 0. So above EF Fermi energy, there will be no energy levels will be available for the electron. So if I draw this diagram such as different so in x-axis this will be a temperature, energy value, and the occupancy level. So energy level will be there, the particular energy is EF Fermi energy. So up to Fermi energy the value is 1, later it is 0. So this will be like a square function, T equal to 0. So now we are going to check some other temperature, T above than 0, some finite temperature. Okay, so effect of 0 temperature we have seen, it is like a perfect square function, a step function. Up to 0 it is 1 and above that it is 0. So now if some finite temperature T greater than 0, so we can look at E less than 0. So that is not able to get it easily because this will be some function, some f of E is a function that can be varied. Okay, if I am try to write that f of E equal to 1, so just see here, if I try to write, I may not able to find it properly because f of E, so now we can check for E equal to EF. Okay, so then f of E equal to 1 divided by exponential E minus EF will be 0, that is 0, so divided by KT plus 1. Now you see E minus EF, then function f of E equal to 1 divided by e power 0, correct? Now that is because e power 0 by t, so something 0 by t, so that is 0, so 1 divided by 1 plus 1, so 1 by 2, so 1 by 2 we get that f of E. So Fermi-Dirac distribution value will be 1 by 2 for the finite temperature of T. So we know this is kind of a function, exponential decaying function or increasing function, but up to that it will do that. So this will be like any temperature above than T equal to 0, so it will be like this. So T greater than 0, that Fermi energy value will be off. So what it gives us is, so the occupancy level of electrons, occupancy energy level of electrons. So now EF, the Fermi energy can be expressed in two ways. Okay, so what is that way? The first thing is that at absolute temperature, okay, at absolute temperature the maximum energy levels occupied at absolute temperature, okay, T equal to 0. So it is the term EF is the maximum energy level, less than that all the terms will be occupied. Okay, so this is the maximum energy level electron is occupied, so that is the Fermi energy, or else the electron energy occupancy will be equal to half occupancy level will be equal to half filled. So electron will be half filled at this Fermi energy. Okay, so this energy is Fermi energy, any temperature above T equal to 0, T greater than 0. So this is the two ways we can define the Fermi-Dirac distribution. The main picture of our derivation, that is density of energy states. So density will be like in our earlier cases, like volume, mass per volume will be the density which we studied earlier in our earlier times. But here the energy density will be energy levels available, number of available energy levels per unit volume. Okay, number of energy. The two within the limit, within the region of within the energy levels E to E plus dE. In the energy interval E plus E to E plus dE. So that is the energy density variable. So that is written like that, Z of E dE. So density of energy states, Z of E dE equal to number of available energy states divided by, so that is Ne dE divided by volume of the metal, that we are picking up some particular region, so that will be the volume. Thing is that here that N of E dE will be the main picture that we need to find. So here I mentioned E, that E comes from our earlier derivation of a particle in a three-dimensional box. So I have drawn something like a spherical shape with using that Nx, Ny and Z. So that N value here can be written like a radius, equation of sphere like Nx square and Nx square plus Ny square by Nz square equal to N square. So you should see clearly that here we use some kind of a spherical structure. Why that structure is, consider a spherical shell, spherical layer of energy, sphere of energy E, and outer layer E plus dE is constructed with the values of Nx, Ny and Nz, the quantum number of Nx and Ny and Nz. That is a principal quantum number that we have seen it in our three-dimensional particle in a box form equation. Okay, so the volume of the sphere is written as 4 pi 3 pi, the radius is N, so N cube for the energy E. Okay, so if I consider the energy E sphere, that sphere has unto that and that is Nx, Ny, Nz are only positive values, to be positive values, integers, that too also integers, so we cannot have anything else. So you see that energy is in earlier we written like Nx square plus N square Z square square 8 ma square for the particle in a box condition, three-dimensional particle box. So I substituted like Nx, Ny, Z square N square like a radius. Okay, I simplified that, written as N square H square by 8 ma square. So now you have to carefully watch that what is the step I am taking it here. So we taken only the positive octant of the sphere. That octant will be like we have a 8 portion of the octants, and positive octant will be all the values of Nx, Ny and Z will be positive values. We can have only the positive values, not anything else. So Nx positive, Ny is positive, Nz positive, then we have only 1/8 of the sphere for our energy values. So those region only we are going to consider. So number of energy states within the sphere, that is 1/8 4/3 pi N cube. So this is simplified 1/6 N cube pi, 1/6 pi N cube. So this is for the sphere of energy E. Okay, so need to find it for number of energy states. So this is for energy of E, sphere of E, and for the number of energy states of the sphere E plus dE. For E plus dE, here the number of energy states, available energy levels, energy states is equal to 1 by 6, so that 1 by 8, 4 by 3 pi n plus dn whole cube. So radius is increased, so here the radius is n plus dn, so because of the additional dE the radius is increased, and that earlier case it is just n whole cube. So 1 by 6 pi n plus dn whole cube. So if you want to get the energy interval E plus dE, so we have to subtract E plus dE minus E, the volume number of available energy from the E plus dE to E minus just E minus, we have to subtract minus E plus dE to E, so that region we need to get number of available energy states. So that n of E dE is equal to, so 1 by 6 dn plus dn whole cube pi minus pi by 6 n cube. I can extend n plus dn whole cube like n cube plus 3n square dn plus 3n cube n dn square plus dn cube minus n cube. So n cube will cancel, n cube positive n minus cancel. Remaining things are like we have 3n square dn plus 3n dn cube. So higher order terms of dn can be neglected, with higher order of dn's are neglected. We got 1 by 2 pi by 2 n square dn. So we got some type of thing as of our density of energy, number of available energy states, it is pi by 2 n square dn. So we have to convert n to be a energy value, so we can use that energy function, energy formula, that is E equal to n square h square by 8m a square. So just it is n square will be written 8m a square E by h cross square h square, and then if I differentiate this 2n dn equal to 8m a square, so this side differentiation will be dE divided by h square. So we need to, so we can get n dn and n square. So n of E dE will be written as pi by 2. So we can subtract, not we can write it like n and n into dn. So 2 and 4 cancels. So n will be root of 8m a square E by h square. So n into dn. So we can write n square dn to be n into n dn, as we seen in that sentence. So for instead of n we are written 8m a square E by h square 1 by 2, and straight away we can write n dn as 4m a square by h square dE. So we can simplify this. Okay, simplify it by m a square h square are there in two places. So 1 by 2 and just 2 by 2 will be 3 by 2. M a square 3 by 2 and e power 1 by 2 dE, and we have something is missed, that is missing term is 8 to the power 1 by 2 can be written as 2 into root 2. Okay, so another 2 is there, so 4 into root 2, so that I can bring it inside, 2 inside, so that 2 pi 2m a square h square whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2. So 4 root 2 can be written as 2 into root 2 to 2 power 3 by 2, so that I have included in the m a square by h square whole power 3 by 2. So 2 is came outside. Now this is the format, but we can do one more thing, that is because of the Pauli's exclusive principle tells that each each energy state, two electrons can be occupied with a different orientation, spin orientation, up and down, so that according to the Pauli's exclusive principle, we have an spin magnetic moment quantum number that is like plus or minus half. So two opposite side electrons can be occupied in that position. So we have two states at that particular place. Okay, available states are 2, so we can multiply this with 2. Two electrons can occupy same state with different spin quantum number, so plus or minus half. So additionally one more 2 can be multiplied with this n of e. So 2 pi 2m a square h square whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2 d. So 4 pi 2m a square. So all the things will be written again. So I can remove it outside a cube by h square, just 2m whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2 d. So that now volume of the metal or the box, finite box, will be like a cube. So we have chosen the finite region is v equal to a cube. V on that is size of the is a, so cancel that a cube. So divided 2m whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2. Density of states will be written like this, divided by a cube. So a cube will be cancelled. So the box region will be 0 to a, all the 3 directions. So that is the density of states from final equation. So we got it for density of states. It is the expression for the density of states of a metal. I removed that a square. So expression for density of states, density of energy states. So what we can do further is we have to get a carrier concentration. We can able to use to calculate the carrier concentration in a metal. How many energy levels available now? So with that we can able to get the density of states we got, so that carrier concentration can be expressed by using this. So you see carrier concentration in metal. We cannot find it, we can find it for all the states, but here in this case we will get it for the temperature. T equal to 0. And then it is a product of density of states to the Fermi-Dirac distribution. So we know we have to do the integral over density of state and the probability of occupancy, how much it is occupied. So carrier concentration can be written as Z of E f of E dE. So this will gives us our terms. And then here we earlier know that Fermi energy, up to Fermi energy, this will be filled. So Z of E will be 4 pi h square 2 pi 2m whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2, and f of E will be 1 divided by e exponential e power e minus ef divided by kt plus 1 and dE. So now we can limit it to the temperature T equal to 0. At T equal to temperature 0, the maximum occupancy level will be Fermi energy EF, and then f of E value will be equal to 1. So Fermi-Dirac distribution value is 1. So we know up to that 0 to EF, f of E value equal to 1. After that it is 0. So we can have only the integration is 0 to EF. Now n pi h square, so I think we can do that. And so f of E value equal to 1, so that is not represented here. The integration is like 0 to EF 4 by that one is not represented, 0 to EF root e power 1 by 2 dE. So e power 1 by 2 integration will be written as 3 by 2 e power 3 by 2. So it is x power n integration. So like if I x power n dn will be dx is there, xn plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So here our 1 plus 2 will be added plus 1, 3 by 2. So divided by 3 by 2 it comes as 2 by 3. So limits are 0 to EF 0. The constant terms will be taken like this, 4 by h cube 2 power m 3 by 2 e power f of 0 3 by 2. So just we have done that, and the constant will be one more constant 2 by 3 comes here. So here 8 pi 3 h cube whole 2m ef. So 0 mentioned because of the t equal to 0 value. Fermi energy at temperature 0, temperature t equal to 0. That's why ef naught. So carrier concentration at T equal to 0 temperature, 0 Kelvin. Now we can get the Fermi energy in terms of carrier concentration. So we can rewrite 2m EF naught whole power 3 by 2 is equal to 3h square Ne divided by 8 pi. So here it is whole power 3 by 2. If I want to cancel this, I have to multiply with 2 by 3, power with 2 by 3. If I do 2 by 3 this side, so again this side will be 2 by 3 comes to this other side. So EF naught can be written as 3. So h square 3 Ne by 8 pi whole power 2 by 3, and then h 2 3. So that cancels h square by 2m. So this is the Fermi energy of our system. We derived the Fermi energy at absolute temperature. This has directly proportional with the carrier concentration value, nothing else. So it is the Fermi energy at absolute temperature. It is the relation of Fermi energy at absolute temperature, and it has only directly proportional with respect to the carrier concentration Ne. So you can able to get a clear idea what we have done here. So we have started with quantum 3-dimensional particle in a box and used that energy term as nx, ny, nz square, and used the Fermi-Dirac distribution. All these things to arrive at the carrier concentration in metals. So this has been very much useful for us to find the conductivity and all the electrical parameters in case of quantum mechanics. Hopefully it will be very useful for you, I hope so, and I thank you all for your listening.